Spirit Radio, Dan Style. Dan here with you. This show's called Change, and I guess the main reason why I'm really focused on this topic is it's something, well, one, I just recently bought a book, which I'm going to get a little bit into some of the books. Three major authors that have played a large role in my early development, for sure, but stuff that's still kind of to this day sort of, I don't know, pops back up. It's still very germane to my development at this point in my life. But also because it's just freaking all around me. And I think it is with everyone right now, frankly. I don't believe I'm alone on this. I think change is kind of the constant, if you will, these days, which I know, right? That's kind of an awkward or opposite sort of way to phrase that. Change is the constant. And that might actually be a better title. So maybe I'll do that. Who knows? We'll see. But change is all around. So one, to kind of get into a few of the authors, primarily three of them, and I'll do the one that I've got the book right in front of me here. I'll do him last, but he's played a major part. But I would say the three authors that have played a large role, and these I'm just sharing. I don't necessarily say that go out and read these guys, though I like them. I like them a lot, in fact. Dan Millman's one of them. He wrote, Way of the Peaceful Warrior, Journey of the Peaceful Warrior, and then some like Journey of Socrates or something. Socrates was a cool character he had in one of his first book, and just amazing. Love the guy. Played an enormous role. Peaceful Warrior is pretty much what I've modeled my life after, and I think that's a very important aspect of who I am, and explains to some people maybe why my approach is generally the way it is. I tend to be definitely on the more peaceful side of life. Lover, not a fighter. Sure, say what you want. So yeah, all those things. Love them, though. Dan Millman, outstanding. Another one that's huge for me was Richard Bach, and I've read, I think, 5 or 6 of his books, but there are 4 core books that really resonated, changed, affected me. One of them's amazing. They made a movie out of it, and I've heard it's kind of a lame movie. I don't know if the movie's very good. I haven't seen it, but the book is amazing, and it's like seriously like takes 45 minutes to read. It's got pictures even. It was outstanding. But it's called Jonathan Livingston Seagull, and it's about a bird who wants to be different than everyone else. And constantly is trying to be the best flyer, I guess, if you will, instead of, constantly foraging for food and trying to be a bird and like the rest of the seagulls. He wants to be like a super seagull, like he's different. It's just an amazing story about him dealing with being different. I don't know, anyone that knows me probably can say, well, yeah, Dan's a little different. So, yeah, it kind of helped me deal with who I am, what I am, and all those kinds of things. I'm obviously not a seagull. I say obviously, it should be obvious, even if you don't see me or know me. So there's that. Illusions was super cool. Illusions was the second book. Very short as well. It's called Illusions, the Reluctant Messiah, I believe, if that's the full title. And it was amazing as well. Then there's A Bridge Across Forever, a love story, and that was outstanding. Talks about him finding his soulmate, which was very cool. I always enjoyed that. And then One was the final book of the 4. And all 4 of those were huge. Richard Bach was great. My older brother actually gave those to me when I was much younger. And I read them before Dan Millman, and they really just played an enormous role in my life. And I'm grateful, majorly grateful for all of that. So the third author, and again, all of this comes into play primarily because the concept of change. But this one this guy's Richard Bach. I'm sorry, hello, done that one already. Neale Donald Walsch is the author. I'm sitting here with the book right now, and he's written first off the Conversations with God trilogy, amazing. And it's like my mom's reading actually. I think one of them right now, which is just super cool in my mind. But he's an amazing author. The whole Conversations with God trilogy is out of this world. It's, I guess, to quickly preface, and whatever, it's topic, not topic. He basically gets angry one day and decides to sit down. Typically when he would get mad, he'd pull out his yellow legal pad, and he'd write a letter to whoever, and, blah, 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 you've made me angry, and then he'd, wad it up and throw it away. And this time he's really frustrated. Life was just kind of doing him in. And instead of writing a letter to somebody, he decided, well, what the heck? I'm going to write this one straight to the source. I'm going right to the heart of the matter. I'm going to write this letter to God. And he writes all this stuff out and vents and goes to put his pen down and kind of just like feels the urge to pick it back up. And he writes, essentially, so is that all you wanted to say, or did you actually want to talk more about it? And essentially, long story short, he began a conversation with God. Now, whether it was his higher self, whether it was actually God, who knows what, right? But the coolest thing about the book is imagine like any question you would ever want to ask God, he asks it. That was one of the things I found to be the most fascinating about the book is he asks just about every question I would ever want to ask God. And the answers may not be what you'd expect, but the answers make so much sense, it's really hard to discount them. It just makes sense. So Neale Donald Walsch has put out this book, and it's called When Everything Changes, Change Everything. And so to cover just quickly his, this is all him, this is all Neale Donald Walsch, very proud of him, but 9 changes that can change everything. This is really the key to his whole book. And then I'm going to get into some other stuff, but I thought this was pretty key to the kind of to set the pace, if you will. Change your decision to go alone. It's rule number 1 there, right? So don't go it alone. When you guys have major changes that you're going on in your life, a lot of us tend to withdraw, pull ourselves into our little circle or our little worlds, and we don't really go to the people that care about us. Now, let me ask you this, and he points this out, and he does it beautifully. If someone's hurting and it's someone you love, right, someone you care about very deeply, and they're hurting, what is your natural tendency? You want to help them, right? You reach out and you want to help them. So that's his point. Don't do it alone. You've got people in your life, most likely, that want to be there and help. You're not necessarily like, spewing all your crap on them. You're in a tough time. You're going through a change. Let these people come and help. Change your choice of emotions. And it's really, what's really cool about his whole thing is choice of emotions. And it really is a choice. We choose to feel the way we feel about things. Oftentimes we make up our minds, we then decide what that means, and then we choose to feel a certain way regarding that. It's really how it is. So choose different emotions. Choose to be happy. Choose whatever, but choose differently. Change your choice of thoughts. This really kind of goes into the whole concept that your thoughts really lead into your emotions. Most of us have thoughts, and they're like I've had many, many conversations about staying positive and being positive. Our thoughts are really key. Again, manifestation 101, right? What you think, what you say, what you do. This is how you create in your life. If you're thinking and saying and doing things that are negative or not here trying to help your life or not really making a difference, you're not really going to be making steps in the direction that you're thinking you want to go. This is how I end up trying to help most people. It's like, okay, where are you trying to go? This is what you're currently doing. Let me make a couple suggestions on how you can maybe point yourself a little better in that direction. I'm not going to get them there. It's all about you finding your own way, right? I'm just listening to what you're saying, and then I'm kind of like, okay, so you're saying this, but this is really what you want to do. So let's try to focus on that direction. And I've had some really good success. So it is what it is, Change your choice of truths is another one. Change your idea about change itself. This was pretty cool. I haven't finished this book yet, mind you, so that's why I'm not expanding on some of these. But change your idea about change itself. Pretty cool. Because really, change is constantly happening. Hence why I'm doing this show. Change is all around us. It's affecting you. It's affecting me. It's affecting politicians, the world, everything. Change is all over the place right now. So we really, really, truly, if we're going to survive, if we're going to make it through all this change, we need to change our feelings and thoughts about change itself. Change your idea about why change occurs. That's another big one because change kind of has to happen. It's just part of the way it is. So we really, instead of fighting it, instead of resisting it, we got to really kind of just embrace this whole concept. You also change your idea about future change. Again, change is coming. It's the only thing that's really, truly guaranteed, right? They say death and taxes. Okay, and change. So those 3 things. Those are the 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and change. And the taxes one I don't like, but for now, it's definitely a part of that, right? Change your idea about future change, right? Just did that. Change your idea about life, right? That's key, right? And that's deep. So I'm not going to dig into that one too much. That's probably like a future show unto itself. And finally, change your identity. This is really the culmination. And I haven't finished the book, like I said, but that's like the culmination of everything that he is trying to teach in this book. Is by making all these adjustments, these changes, these thoughts, these whatever, we're actually ultimately going to be changing who we are as people. And that's really kind of my point of this whole topic of change. It's all around us. My job right now, it's kind of ironic. There's people quitting left, right, and center. It's really weird. I just started. I've been there actually 3 months here in a day or two. It'll be my 3-month anniversary, if you can call that an anniversary. But needless to say, there's people dropping left, right, and center. I don't know. It's a good time to be in there because everything's changing, everything's shifting, and I am in kind of at the forefront. Doors are opening up for me. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Friends, I've got a new, very, very good friend in my life as part of this change that I've been going through. Him and I are both kind of making some really cool long-scale future plans for maybe doing some workshops. We've got this Zen Den thing we do a couple times a month, I guess, every couple weeks. We get a group of people together, and we have these really just awesome conversations, and it's amazing. And we always have a topic and blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like a longer version of my little shows here. Relationship issues. I've definitely got someone that's super special in my life, and her and I have definitely had our ups and downs over the times that we've known each other, and we've certainly got a couple, I don't want to say challenges in front of us, but certainly a couple things that are, keeping us from being as close as I think we'd both like to be. And, stuff's working out. It's proven to be very, very cool. And so we'll see how it kind of works out. But change is happening there too. It's we've, like I said, ups and downs. We had our magic moment spot, like I said in the past. So a lot of really cool stuff is going on. So there's a lot of things in our lives that I think all of us can look at and say, hey, I got a lot of change going on. This is really crazy. So really what I want you to do is try to embrace it a lot more. This is happening. There's politicians are changing. There's a lot of stories out there right now that I've been following that a lot of really significant changes are happening in the world. And I would say within the, next year or two, I really would be surprised if there's not major significant differences in the way this planet operates than how it does currently. For anyone that knows me, this has certainly been one of the key things that I have fought for my whole life. I honestly, truly believe it's why I'm alive. And things are really continuing. I see evidence of it all over the place. Probably do future shows on that as well. But I just really wanted to cover the basis of change. Obviously running out of time, and that's very cool. Change is all over the place. It's super important. It's constantly around us. And I just kind of wanted to bring people's attention to it and hopefully get you to kind of embrace the concept a little more than maybe you have in the past at all. It's all around us. So, again, Spirit Radio, Dan Style, it's kind of what I do. Change, again, it's huge. It's all over the place. And I really, really want us to focus on making the best of it and trying to embrace it because it truly is going to happen. And I think a lot of us are going through some really, really major changes personally within ourselves. And I think this is a big part of why the world's changing. It starts inside and then expands outward. So a lot of us are becoming different internally, and then outwardly we're starting to notice changes happening as well. So it is truly all around us. So Spirit Radio Dan Style. Please email me if you'd like at spiritradiodanstyle@gmail.com. And please, like my shows or subscribe or any of those things. It's fantastic when you do that. And we'll try to get some more shows coming your way. Hopefully you guys like these. Again, peace to all, or namaste, as they say sometimes. And I'll talk to y'all soon.